guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, I'm Nikki and I will be your cruise director today. So today we're going to do something fun. I'm going to do something fun. You guys are going to watch me do something fun. So what I'm doing today is a collaboration with my good friend Dawn, or Cauliflower here on YouTube. Most of you know her. Most of you know her. For anybody who doesn't, she is one of my very best friends here. We love to collaborate. We haven't done it in forever, so I wanted to do another one with her. But we always like to collaborate on controversial or YouTube or beauty community related issues, and it always just turns out to be so much fun, or just turns out to really piss people off. Today we are going to be doing the 10 faux pas that YouTubers make. So in case you're wondering what faux pas means, it's kind of like an embarrassing act or, you know, mistake, so to speak. And that's what what angle I'm gonna go at it with this time is, you know, the most 10 common mistakes that I believe that YouTubers make. And let's just throw a little disclaimer in here for you nuisance Nancys, and no offense towards anyone who's really nice and is named Nancy, but this is only my opinion, you guys. It's just my opinion. It's nothing in concrete. It's not the be-all, end-all. So there is no reason to get upset if you do these things, because guess what? I do a lot of them too. So if you want to know what my 10 faux pas are, then just keep watching. I don't know why I was like mine with my boobs like, ah. Now this is in no specific order at all. I just kind of jotted them down as they came to me. A lot of them are on both ends of the spectrum. So I may say one thing and then say the complete opposite is a problem as well, because a lot of these faux pas are things that you really have to ride that middle line and maintain that middle line in order for it to not be a problem. So let's start with number 1. Of course, this is a faux pas for a lot of us when we first start out. It's something that a lot of us are annoyed by, and that is sub for sub. That is such a problem, and lately I've noticed that there is such an influx of it. Like, I am getting comments, hordes of comments daily of people asking me for sub, and before it was just some generic message with, oh, I love this video, oh, I love this look, or oh, I love your channel, love you, would you check out my channel? You know, that same old generic message that everybody gives you when they're giving you a sub for sub line. But lately it's like sub for sub, and that's it, like directly in your face. And I think that that's a huge faux pas that YouTubers make, because it makes you look bad. No one checks out your channel. It ensures that no one will check out your channel. It infuriates people. Some YouTubers actually block people who do that to them, and it just gets you nowhere. It gets you absolutely nowhere, because if you do find people who sub to you because you sub to them, they are not going to watch your content, and they're just floating subs. They do nothing but rise your sub count up, but for the most part, a lot of them even unsub after a while, so you don't even really maintain or get an increase in subscribers that maintains. They don't stay, they don't watch your stuff. What's the point? But then again, on the other end of the scale, number 2 is not promoting. I think that that's another huge faux pas that YouTubers make, is they don't promote their channels well enough, and then they complain about not gaining numbers, subscribers, views, etc. If you're not out there promoting your channel in the right way, you're not gonna grow. I mean, some people, yeah, they get on there and by some luck of the draw, so the certain person finds their channel and blows them up. But that's like 1 in a million here on YouTube, because YouTube is so saturated these days. So you really have to self-promote yourself in a respectful way. You know, join Facebook groups. Join Facebook groups, you know, like make friends. Those friends may have connections. You never know. Do a lot of reviews for companies. You know, that gives you a networking connection there, and their audience will come to you. You know, genuinely take the time to watch someone's channel and become a supporter before you cram your channel down their throat. I know when I first started, most of the people that I watched, Vanessa, Karina, you know, everybody that I watched like that, Sadie, Laura Lee, none of them knew I actually had a channel. None of them. For a long, long time, none of them even knew I had a channel, because I didn't promote it. I only supported them. I became their friend as a viewer, as a supporter, before I was like, hey, I have a beauty channel too. Number 3 is a huge one, and that is to not be too negative. Now, I have this issue as well. I've had this issue, you know, I still fight against this issue, is not bringing too much negativity to your channel. Do not surround yourself with too much negativity. Now, some people may choose to have a negative channel. If that's what they choose to do, fine. I'm talking more along the lines of actually having a beauty channel. If you want a beauty, makeup, lifestyle kind of channel like that, you can't be too negative, because beauty and makeup, it's supposed to be fun. You know, you can be real, you can be honest, you can give that, and I do give that. I make rants, you know, I am negative sometimes, but there has to be an even middle with it. You can't constantly be projecting negativity. You can't constantly have this sour look on your face, you know, or constantly bringing down different companies or different YouTubers or different makeup items. You can't constantly be projecting negativity, because not only will that make anybody who is, you know, an even middle or positive person run from you and stay gone and express how negative you are to others, you're going to attract other negative people to your channel, which is just going to spread it, enabling it, and it's going enable it. Did I say that right? Ooh. And it's just going to spread. It's going to spread like wildfire, and it's not something that we need in the beauty community. I do know that when I first started, I made a ton of rants, and I'm telling you, I love to make rants. I really do. I love expressing myself, my opinion. I love saying it how it is or how I feel it is. But it does catch the eye of some very hateful and very negative people, and if you don't have a tough skin, it's going to bring you down. So just make sure that you don't project too much of that out, because that's a huge faux pas. And coming in at number 4, which is the other side of the spectrum, being too positive. Now, you guys are probably like, what? How the fuck can you be too positive? You can. When you come on your channel and you are constantly like, hi guys, ha, woo! That is just not real life. People don't believe that shit. They see right through that, and it's a huge faux pas. It's a huge one, because people are like, okay, you know, she's constantly happy and positive. That's great, but why are you so pushing it at me? Why are you screaming at the camera? Why are you on drugs? You know, like, a lot of people just assume a lot of stuff because it's not real life. You have to be real with your audience, and that's another huge faux pas. YouTubers can be either too negative or they can be too positive, and your viewers and your subscribers and your friends see right through that shit. Number 5, making rules in makeup. That is something that bugs the crap out of me, and it's something that I had to learn, because when I first, you know, started using makeup, I read magazines and there were rules. When I first found YouTube in the beauty community and I started, you know, watching a lot of channels, beauty channels, there were rules. And now, today, almost 2 years later, I'm sitting here like, why are there rules? There are no rules in makeup. And I really think that it's a huge faux pas for any YouTuber to make a video saying, we need to stop doing this, or we need to start doing this, or you can only do this, this, and this. Okay, look, I'm wearing a dark eye, very dramatic eye, which I say only to wear nudes with. Red lip, baby, all the way. I see makeup as an art. And in no way are there rules in art. That's what makes it so beautiful. So I think it's a huge faux pas for any YouTuber to make any kind of video telling you what is a rule and what isn't. Even a makeup artist, huge no-no. Don't tell us what to do. Just tell us what works for you. What works for this skin tone? What works for this skin tone? What looks good? Give us options, but don't tell us what not to do. Because if someone wants to look muddy, if someone wants to look like Mimi, if someone wants eyeliner up to their freaking hairline, let them, as long as everybody's happy, so nobody's being a bully, harassing asshole. Number 6 is another big one for me that always constantly happens, and that is sponsored faux pas. Now, what I mean by that is a YouTuber not disclosing that things are sponsored. Now, that is a huge faux pas, because not only are you disrespecting your audience, not only are you doing something illegal and not allowed on your channel, but you're giving sponsored videos a bad name, and that really pisses me off, because when you're a smaller YouTuber, a YouTuber of my size, all the way up to, let's say, 100,000 subscribers, sponsors are literally the only way you get paid for what you do. But when you do a sponsor and you are 100% being honest about what you're talking about, sponsored or not, people still attack you because of the stigma that other YouTubers have put on things being sponsored because they don't disclose it. And then people start thinking, well, why didn't they disclose it? Because they're lying? And then this whole huge kind of gremlin thing happens and there's this stigma slapped on sponsored videos. And that's a faux pas for any YouTuber, not just the beauty community, for any YouTuber, because I have friends in a lot of different communities on YouTube. My husband watches different communities on YouTube, and in every single one, sponsored videos has this huge stigma placed on it. And it is because YouTubers are either straight out bluntly lying about the sponsorship or they're lying about the product within the sponsor, and it's just not okay. I mean, honestly, I think that you should verbally disclose it and disclose it in the description box. Legally, you only have to say it in the description box, but still, I mean, what's right and what's wrong? Be ethical. Number 7, only doing high-end makeup or only doing drugstore. Now, this is your choice. Your choice. You know, there's so many channels out there. The beauty community is so saturated that if a YouTuber only works with high-end makeup, you can find someone who works with both. But I think it's a huge faux pas for any YouTuber to not use drugstore and high-end, because the point of why a lot of people watch YouTube videos is not just to be entertained, but to be educated. They want to see what's out there, they want to see your opinions personally on it, and they want to see a range of things, the good and the bad high-end and the good and the bad drugstore. They want a well-rounded channel. They don't want to have to go and watch a million different people to find out the same kind of stuff. You know, they don't want to go to a million different people to see high-end and a million different people to find drugstore. If you come on here and you're a channel that works with drugstore and high-end, you're a well-rounded channel and it doesn't limit you. And I think it's a huge faux pas when they only work with high-end and when you only work with drugstore. It's cutting you. It's cutting your channel. It's limiting you. And it's a faux pas. Faux pas. All right, coming in at number 8 is a big one. It's a huge one, and that is not interacting with your subscribers. That's a huge faux pas that YouTubers make, small and big. It's more, it happens more in the bigger YouTube area, community, but I've seen it happen in the smaller community as well, and it really, really bugs me. I don't see the point of having a channel if you don't interact with your viewers. Now, a lot of viewers just don't care. They'll follow someone, they'll love someone, they'll support someone, and they'll still be there no matter what. But I feel it's so disrespectful because I don't think that any YouTuber is too busy to not write back to their viewers, not try to write back to their viewers, especially in the smaller community. If you are a small YouTuber and you're not writing back to any of your comments, what the hell are you doing? What are you doing? How are you going to grow? How are you going to gain your viewers' respect? And it really, really bugs me. It's a huge faux pas. It's going to hurt your channel. It makes you look like a dick. And it makes you look like you're only out for the money, that you're only out for yourself. And these days, like I said, with the community being so saturated, you really need to interact with your viewers. They feel that you're real. They need to know that you're genuine and that you care as much as they care. Because if it wasn't for them, you wouldn't be where you are. So I think not talking back to your viewers and your subscribers is a huge faux pas. And number 9 is on the other end of that spectrum, and that is caring too much. Now, I do this. I do this a lot. I care too much what every single one of my viewers thinks. I care too much about what every single one of them is saying, good and bad. And that is a problem because, for one, for a YouTuber, and I'm noticing this, the bigger my channel grows, the more people I interact with, the longer I'm here and the more I get into the community, I'm noticing that you have to ride a very fine line, and you guys aren't going to understand this unless you are a YouTuber or you have already gone through this kind of stage I'm in or you have been there in the past. You have to ride a really middle fine line with interacting and caring with your subscribers and your friends, your YouTuber friends, fellow creators, and caring too much. Because once you start caring too much, it's impossible to let that hate just kind of slide off. You know, you're constantly trying to validate yourself. You're constantly trying to defend yourself to the haters, to rude people, to other YouTubers who will attack you for nothing, other YouTubers who will attack you for being jealous. I mean, and you always feel like you have to validate yourself because you care too much. You know, you can get too deep in with your viewers, become too close to them, and sometimes, not always, and this is rare, but it does happen, and I've heard it happen with not just me, but a lot of other people. You talk to a viewer for a while, you know, you become very, very busy, or there are just a ton of viewers who will personally message you, and then when you can't get back to all of their messages, all of a sudden they hate you, and they turn into being a supporter to being a hater just because you didn't have time to write them back with every single message. It's really, really hard to maintain that, especially when you start growing in numbers and you have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 people messaging you all at the same time, and you care. So you're trying to write back to all of them, but they want to have hour or 2 hour long conversations, and it becomes impossible. But if you start that conversation and, you know, you don't end that conversation, some people tend to get very, very upset. Or if you add them on your personal social media, like I have a beauty Facebook page that's like business, and I have my personal, and I've added people that were my viewers onto my personal Facebook, and then I had some issues where I had to delete everybody that was YouTube related off my Facebook, and some people got horribly mad. I mean, horribly upset about that. So you can't care too much and get too involved, but you also have to be involved enough for your viewers to know that you care and that you're genuine. And it's just such a hard line. But if you go too far each way, huge faux pas. And number 10 is a big one, and a lot of you may not understand this, but it's trusting people. A lot of the times, probably 80% of the time, at least for me and a lot of other people that I have talked to, you will make friends on YouTube, you know, fellow subscribers, fellow creators, fellow viewers, what have you, and they act like they're your friend, they act like, you know, they relate to you, and then bam, they turn into stalking psychos who will use anything that you told them against you. They'll twist everything. They will stalk you on multiple social medias, and they will turn your life into a living hell. You have to be careful who you trust, and it's very, very hard. I have made multiple friends on here, people who I thought were my friends, and still to this day, they are making my life a living hell. Almost impossible to have a good time on YouTube, and it can get very, very hard. There are people, viewers, who will act like they're your best friend. I mean, they will wait months and months and months and really gain your trust, and then turn around and make a whole thread on you on Guru Gossiper. You know, they'll turn around and they will use whatever you tell them against you, even in legal ways, in cyberbullying, in harassment ways, and you really have to be careful who you trust, because the things that you tell certain people can really have an effect on your channel. It can really have an effect with your other friendships, with your reputation. You have to be careful. How I feel right now is I don't trust anybody but a select few people, and I don't tell anybody anything that I wouldn't want the whole public and the whole world to know, because basically that's what happens. Anything that you do or say on YouTube, anything you do or say, even in secret private IMs or text messages, will always get brought out, because whether you guys get into an argument, or this person was never real to begin with, if this person was a wolf in sheep's clothing, what have you, or this person is just a horrible, huge gossiper to anyone and everyone who will listen, whatever the case may be, people always talk. People always fuck you over. And on social media, no one portrays who they are. It's so hard to find a genuine, honest person. And that's something that really shocked me. I'm still going through. I've just recently been going through another episode of this. And it's hard for me because I act on camera and on social media exactly how I would act to your face. That's not the case for 80% of the people on the internet. So trusting people, huge faux pas. Huge. So that is my top 10 faux pas. Let me know what you guys think about this. And make sure that you guys head over and check out Dawn's, because I know Dawn's is going to be a doozy. And I'm going to head over myself, see if we have any of the same faux pas, you know, get a laugh, because Dawn always keeps me laughing. I love her to death. Make sure you guys subscribe to her. Tell her I sent you. Let me know what you guys want to see next. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Give it a thumbs down if you hated it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys. But I do know that you guys love these videos because they get a ton of views for some reason. So we're going to go through Niki's trash again and see what the hell she's got in it this time. So if you're interested, just keep watching.